tell you, people, Wildcat and Lady Cat Station, KSST 1238 in Sulphur Springs, Texas. Time for Wildcat basketball. Let's go to the gym on the campus of Tyler Junior College. Calling tonight's game is KSST Sports Director Don Jr. Don?
James Terry, thank you very much, and welcome everyone into Tyler Junior College. And this is the Wagstaff Gym, named after their famous coach from way back, probably 60s, 70s. Might have even gone into the 80s, but I remember him way back. And he had some up-tempo basketball. Of course, all Texas JUCO was up-tempo back in the day, and they would routinely score way over 100 points and have just some barn-burning exhibitions of basketball in this place. And so named after Coach Wagstaff. And we're glad to be here. Last time I was here was 10 years ago, almost to the day maybe, when we played a bi-district game against Jacksonville, and Braun Curtis was the coach back in '09. And Tyreek Rollison was on that squad, the quarterback for the state football team, of course. Had a real good team that year, and fell in bi-district to Jacksonville. And what else was notable about that night was Rusty Harden did color commentary for me. And KSST radio has not been the same since that moment. I mean to tell you. Rusty is unleashed. You can't put a leash on him. And he had a lot of fun doing that, and it was fun to watch him. But we're getting ready for this regional quarterfinal game. The Lufkin Panthers and the Wildcats of Sulphur Springs. Lufkin, of course, in our fellow East Texas district in District 16 5A. And we played John Tyler, of course, their number 4 seed. I believe Lufkin was a 2 seed. They were either a 1 or a 2. It was either them and Nacogdoches. And so we get the second shot at a team from 16-5A. The Wildcats from 15-5A, number 4 ranked, 26-8 for the season. Let's pick up the PA announcer.
Tyler Junior College for today's 5A Region 2 regional qualifiers. Today's game pits the Lufkin Panthers against the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Lufkin comes into the game the champion of District 16. The Wildcats are champions of District 15. Ladies and gentlemen, as per UIL regulations, no artificial noisemakers may be used during the play of today's game. No flash photography, please. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Our national anthem.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Lufkin Panthers. Starting in guard, a 6'1" junior, number 1, Bud Thompson. Starting in guard, a 5'9" junior, number 4, Christian Ritchie. Starting in guard, a 6' senior, number
That's our starting lineups. Sulphur Springs crowd, and we're right in the middle of them here. Up in the stands in the second level, so Doug could find a power cord. And there's a huge crowd of Sulphur Springs fans and a lot of good support from Lufkin as well. The players coming out on the court and jumping for Lufkin will be Natron Wortham against Xavier Cork. Cork has about a 6-inch height advantage on Wortham. The official steps in. They'll put this ball up and get us underway here. The ball in the air, controlled by Cork, over to Day Hall into Keyston Willis. And Willis across the midline for the Wildcats. Over to Cork, top of the key. Right side it goes, Jeremiah Rowland. Rowland to Day Hall, top of the key. Lobs inside for Cork, too high for him. A turnover right away on the Wildcats. And here come the Panthers. And they'll put the ball in the hands of Christian Reggie. So Reggie, the point guard. Here's a Lufkin player driving in. A block by Day Hall. He blocked the shot of Cavante Hertz. Long pass down court. Jeremiah Rowland spins in. Rowland put up the shot. Missed it! But Xavier Cork with a big follow shot. And the Wildcats lead 2-0. Quite a follow shot by Xavier Cork. On the miss by Jeremiah Rowland. Reggie with the ball. Outside for the Panthers. Purple clad Panthers. Here's a shot from the free throw line. It is off, no good, and tipped out and controlled by Rowland. Here come the Wildcats. They're up 2-0. Just under 7 to play here in the first quarter. Top of the key, Xavier Cork. Cork will hand off to Cameron Kahn and back to a Cork. Cork with a big height advantage. Slashes to the basket. Rowland into the corner for Willis. It's off, no good. Ball is controlled by Xavier Cork. Cork drives to the bucket. He's bumped. No call, and Lufkin with a rebound. And here come the Panthers down 2-0. Reggie drives in. Taken away by Jeremiah Rowland. And then it looked like Reggie knocked Rowland down, and he could not control the ball. So it goes back to Lufkin. And they'll get it over to Jackson Parks, who's in there. Here's a long shot. Good. It's a three hit by Natron Wortham. And Lufkin leads 3-2. Keyston Willis across the midline. Willis on the drive. Gets it over Xavier Cork. A three. That's off. No good. But Day Hall the rebound. Day kicks it out. Goes over to Jeremiah Rowland. Rowland gets it to Cameron Kahn. Kahn over to Day Hall. He'll shoot the three. It's good by Day Hall. And the Wildcats lead 5-3 with 5:36 left here in the first quarter. Ball back in the hands of Wortham. He gets it to Reggie. Goes back in the corner, sizzle through the hands of Jackson Parks and out of bounds. Turnover on the Panthers. Wildcats 5 and Lufkin 3 with 5:27 left here in the first quarter. And we've actually got our name, we got most of it, S. Springs against Lufkin here at TJC Gym. Keyston Willis across the midline against Reggie. Willis looking inside, down to Cork. Cork slashes. He throws it down low to Day Hall, and he is knocked out of bounds, and they called traveling. Oh, the fans hated that call as Day Hall was knocked out of bounds and called for traveling. He had an assist, and here come the Lufkin Panthers. Wildcats leading 5-3, under 5 to play here in the first quarter. Jackson Parks, ball in the hands now of Cavante Hurt. Here's a three for Lufkin. It's off, no good. Day Hall skies for the rebound. Gives it to Keyston Willis. Wildcats leading 5-3. Willis across the midline. 4:41 left in the first quarter, and a foul on Reggie. Christian Reggie, his first. That's their first foul in the ball game, as they have literally let him play. Lots of contact. A non-shooting foul for the Wildcats, and Day Hall will trigger the ball in. Gets it into Jeremiah Rowland. He's way outside. Jeremiah goes around to Day screen, bounces to Cork. And Cork looking for some help, gets it over to Cameron Kahn. Kahn back down to Cork. Cork got that ball up high. Now get out to Rowland in the corner. Willis a three. It's off, no good, but a rebound to Cameron Kahn. Kahn spinning to the bucket, lets the traffic go by, missed the shot, but the follow shot by Xavier Cork is good, and that's 2 follows by Cork. He's got 4 points. The Wildcats leading 7-3. 4:05 left here in the first quarter. And Reggie with the ball for the Panthers. He backs out of the arc. Here's a three for Lufkin. In and out, no good. But a Lufkin rebound. The follow shot is good. Jackson Parks got the rebound away from the taller Wildcats. It's 7-5. The Wildcats lead. 3:43 left to go in the first quarter. Both of these teams are champions. I want to update that. I said I thought Lufkin was a 2. They are the champions of 16-5A. Just like the Wildcats in 15-5A. Keyston Willis started in. Now we'll put up a shot. It's off the iron, but Day Hall got the rebound in the corner. He is swarmed by the purple-clad Panthers. Got it to Rowland, back to Willis for a three. It's off the iron, no good. Willis cold in the early going from 3-point range. Here comes Reggie. Reggie back outside and around the arc. Here's Jackson Parks, a three. That's off the iron. Big rebound. It's down on the floor. Picked up by Day Hall. And he gives it to Jeremiah Rowland. Under 3 to play in the first quarter. Wildcats leading Lufkin 7-5. And Jeremiah Rowland. Rowland right side. Keyston Willis right corner now to Cameron Kahn. Kahn slashes into the lane. Stops. And his pass was stolen by Lufkin. And a Lufkin player down the court he goes. And the ball is blocked by Day Hall. Another shot blocked and a rebound for Cameron Kahn. And he rips it away from the Lufkin players. And here come the Wildcats. They lead 7-5, 2:27 left in the first quarter. And here's another steal on a pass by the Wildcats. And a long pass down the court. It's laid up and hit, and we're tied at 7. That was Wortham, who has 5 points. And we're tied at 7, 2:13 left here in the first quarter. There's a couple of turnover passes on the Wildcats. They've got to be careful against these good teams in 16-5A. We saw that with John Tyler. Jeremiah Rowland on the dribble. Gives it to Keyston Willis. Down low to Day Hall, and that was knocked away. And another steal for Lufkin. That was an ill-advised pass. Down court it comes, slashing into the bucket. It's blocked by the Wildcats. And Jeremiah Rowland coming out, but he was stripped. And here's a layup. It's up and misses. And a good rebound by Jeremiah Rowland getting up there in the land of the trees. Timeout taken, Clark Cipolletta. He's seen 3 bad pass turnovers, and he takes timeout. 1:37 to go in the first quarter. It's the Wildcats 7 and Lufkin 7. We'll take a break. Back in a moment. And Lufkin has broken out of there, and now here come the Wildcats. We're tied at 7, 1:37 left here in the first quarter. See a TV camera down on the floor. Probably one of the Tyler stations shooting for their news tonight, or their sports segment in the news, I should say. Wildcats throw the ball into Keyston Willis, being pressured in the backcourt now by Torrance Agnew. Willis across the midline, and a foul is called, and that was on Torrance Agnew. That's the second foul on Lufkin. Wildcats have not had a foul yet. And the Wildcats now, Grayson McClure sends it in to Keyston Willis. And to Day Hall, top of the key. Day gets it over to Willis. And back to Day, and a whistle blows. And looks like a foul on one of the Panthers. Dorian Lane, who checked in, picks up his foul, and now Grayson McClure triggers it into Day Hall. Hall bouncing toward the basket, now sends it in the corner to McClure, back over to Jeremiah Rowland. Rowland will back out a little bit, and now he's going one way and then the other. Gets it over to Day Hall, top of the key, over to Keyston Willis, well outside. Willis moving toward the basket. Sends it over to Grayson McClure, who gets it Jeremiah Rowland and Xavier Cork. Down low to Day Hall, and they got right in his face, and that'll be a foul. I believe that's going to be on Cavante Hurts. Yes. They have had 4 fouls against 4 different players for Lufkin. And Keyston Willis to throw in. He gets it into Cork and outside to Grayson McClure. Into Keyston Willis outside the arc. He's looking inside. Willis slashes to the bucket. He put it up. He made the basket and got fouled. And one for Keyston Willis. Willis not having any luck from the outside, so he drives to the basket. Took a lot of contact. And made the basket. Second foul on Torrance Agnew. Lufkin only has 9 players. That's their roster. Here's the free throw, Willis. Good! He got a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. And the Wildcats leading 10-7 with 41 seconds left here in the first quarter. And here come the Panthers with Reggie. And he works it over to Jalen Young. Around the perimeter, here's a shot just inside the arc. Good by Lufkin. Nice shot there by Jordan Moore. Makes it a 10-9 ball game with 23 seconds left here in the first quarter. See if the Wildcats can play for the last shot. Jeremiah Rowland with the ball. Rowland dribbling. And Rowland will pass over to Keyston Willis. Willis backing out now. 7 seconds for the Wildcats to shoot. And Keyston Willis drives toward the basket. Lets traffic go by. The 3 is off. No good at the horn. And the Wildcats will lead 10-9 at the end of the first quarter. And we've completed the first quarter, and let's take a break here. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter right after this break. And just about ready to get back to play here as the team's returning to the court. Wildcats leading 10-9 at the end of the first quarter. And Lufkin will have the ball as we start the second quarter. For the Wildcats, 4 points Xavier Cork, 3 for Keyston Willis, and 3 for Sadadrian Hall. And here's Lufkin with a 3, and it's good to start the second quarter. Jordan Moore has 5 points, and Lufkin leads 12-10. Just short of 8 left here in the second quarter. Ball over to Day Hall. Left side to Grayson McClure. And McClure called for the travel before he started his drive. So that'll turn it back over to the Lufkin Panthers. Lufkin 12, the Wildcats 10. 7:41 left here in the second quarter. Ball triggered in now by Bug Thompson. And Bug gives it to Reggie, their point guard. He works over to Jalen Young. And here's a sharpshooter. Around the horn it goes. Reggie with the ball. Here's a 3 for Lufkin. It's a short ball. That one was an air ball that missed, and it'll go back to the Wildcats. Lufkin 12, the Wildcats 10, with 7:21 left here in the second quarter. And Grayson McClure will throw in for the Wildcats. And here comes Boo Wilkerson. Wilkerson will replace Grayson McClure. So Wilkerson will throw into Willis, and just like that, Willis picked up a guard, and he's got 2 of them on him. One of them falls off and covers Wilkerson. And Willis will move the ball across the midline. A little bit of contact there. And he gives it over to Day Hall. Hall passes off Rowland. Here's Cameron Kahn for 3. It's off the iron, but Kahn got his own rebound. Kahn to Day Hall. Hall dribbling outside the arc. Stops, gives it way outside to Willis. Wildcats trail 12-10 with 6:52 left here in the second quarter. Ball in the hands of Jeremiah Rowland. Day Hall works it over to Boo Wilkerson. Wilkerson gives it to Kahn. Got it. Good pass to Day Hall, and he stuffed the ball. 5 points for Day, and we're tied at 12 with 6:35 left here in the second quarter. Reggie, he threw the ball to a teammate, Bug Thompson, and Bug was not waiting for it there. And it kind of sizzled right by him. Turnover on the Panthers. And the Wildcats now will throw the ball in. Looks like Jeremiah Rowland's going to get a rest. As Boo Wilkerson will take his place. And Keyston Willis got it over to Day Hall. Hall directing traffic, got it over to Cameron Kahn. Kahn, Xavier Cork lobs low for Day, blocked and intercepted by Lufkin. And here come the Panthers. We're tied at 12. And here's a floater in the lane, up, no good. Fight for the rebound. Cork came up with it and then tripped over one of the Lufkin players, but everybody's okay. Ball ends up Willis, a long three. Oh, in and out, no good. Day Hall fighting for the rebound, and he's going to get a foul on the rebound. That is the first foul for the Wildcats, and the first on Sadadrian Hall. We're tied at 12, 5:55 left here in the second quarter. A tight ball game since the beginning. And here come the Panthers. Reggie has it. And working with Torrance Agnew out there. Now Reggie will pass to a teammate. Thought about the long three. Right side it goes. Here is a long three, and it's off. No good. Good rebound by Keyston Willis. And here come the Wildcats across the midline. Tied at 12. 5:24 left, second quarter. Willis penetrating in, stopping, giving it out to Cork and over to Day Hall. Hall has already hit 1 3. Gets it over to Boo Wilkerson. Boo starts a drive. Now gets it back to Day Hall. Hall outside Xavier Cork. Ball over to Cameron Kahn. Kahn starts the dribble. Gets it over Day Hall. Hall passes off Keyston Willis. A lot of bodies colliding. Keyston had the ball stripped and Lufkin got it. And then a foul down on the floor, and it's going to be on Boo Wilkerson. So the Wildcats have 2 fouls. Lufkin has 5. And first foul on Wilkerson. And here comes Lufkin. Tied at 12, 4:50 left here in the second quarter. Ball around the arc for the Panthers. And they'll shoot a long three. That's off, no good. And rebound to Cameron Kahn. That was already down on the floor, just picked it up. And gives it to Jeremiah Rowland. Here come the Wildcats. I can see what Clark Cipolletto was talking about this Lufkin defense. They are hard to penetrate. Ball to Xavier Cork. Oh, Cork threw it toward Boo Wilkerson, and he had evacuated the area. So a turnover on the Wildcats. Their turnover total is not going to look very pretty here. And that's hurt them here in the first couple of quarters. Tied at 12, 4:15 left here in the second quarter. Reggie. Outside it goes now to Bug Thompson. And around to Christian Reggie. Down low it goes. Natron Wortham back outside. And here's Reggie again. Player trying to penetrate. They love to drive the basket, not having much luck with that either. And now to the free throw line outside the three. And now here's a long three by Lufkin, and it's no good. And a rebound, Jeremiah Rowland. And I had halfway take it away from Keyston Willis there. Rolling across the midline. We're tied at 12. 3:41 left in the second quarter. Real defensive struggle here. Ball in the hands of Cameron Kahn. Over to Boo Wilkerson. Wilkerson, top of the key. Cork got it down low. Cameron Kahn. He spins, puts up the shot. Oh, it's off. No good. Rebound by Lufkin. We're tied at 12. 3:25 left, second quarter. And here come the Panthers in the left corner. Outside it goes. And now to the right side to Reggie. Reggie to Jackson. Here's a 10-footer on the way. It's no good. Rebound Xavier Cork. Cork stops and gives it over Jeremiah Rowland. Here come the Wildcats. 3 to play, and we're tied at 12. The Wildcats they scored 2 points in this quarter. Tough defense by Lufkin. Of course, Lufkin only has 3 as we're tied at 12. Over to Cameron Kahn. Gets it over Jeremiah Rowland. Willis, the long three, and that's in and out, no good. He has had a tough night shooting the threes. Ball in the hands now of Christian Reggie. Reggie with the ball. Works it over to Bug Thompson. And now over to Jackson Parks. Reggie to the free throw line, back to Parks. They're weaving, and now a player penetrating in, putting up the shot and hit it. A beautiful layup for Lufkin. And that was made by Cavante Hertz, and that is his first basket, 2 points, and Lufkin leads 14-12. Just over 2 to play here in the second quarter. Keyston Willis goes around a screen made the basket though. 2 points there by Keyston Willis. Kahn was setting that screen. And now a missed shot by Lufkin. Here comes Willis. Willis slashing to the basket, lays it up, missed a layup. Everything great but the finish. Long pass to Lufkin. He lays it up and hit the ball, or hit the basket. And that was laid in there by Christian Reggie. And Lufkin leads 16-14, 1:35 left here in the second quarter. Xavier Cork with the ball. Works it over to Willis. Willis down to Cork. Picks up two defenders real quick. Now he's just got one. And Cork slashes to the bucket. His shot blocked. He got it back. And Cork driving. And now taken away from him. And here comes Lufkin. Jackson Parks gets it down low. Pass. And here's a layup put up. Missed, though. It's tipped over to Cameron Kahn. Just over a minute to play. The Wildcats trail 16-14 to the Lufkin Panthers. Easton Willis across the midline. He's way outside. Gives it over to Cork, top of the key. Right side it goes, Cameron Kahn, and over to Jeremiah Rowland. Cork, top of the key, over to Willis. Willis, cold shooting today. Willis slashes to the bucket, 10-footer on the way. It's off, no good. Rebound for Lufkin. Here come the Panthers. Down the court, they give it to Parks. Ball goes back to Hertz. And back outside to Thompson. And over to Christian Reggie. They're going to play for the last shot. They lead by 2, 16-14, with just 25 seconds left here in the second quarter. Panthers with the ball trying to add to a 2-point lead. Here's Reggie. Oh, he drove right by everybody and laid it in. Oh, you don't see bad Wildcat defense very much, but that was it. 4 points for Reggie. The Wildcats quickly down. Reverse layup is good by Jeremiah Rowland. And there's just 2 seconds left. Reggie, a long shot. That'll go up into the ceiling. Came way short. And no foul or anything. There was quite a bit of defense going on, but Lufkin will lead 18-16 as we go in to halftime. So a low-scoring ball game tonight with these defensive-minded Lufkin Panthers. So Lufkin 18 and the Wildcats 16. We'll add up who scored what. We'll come back and tell you. But we're at the half, and it's Lufkin 18 and the Wildcats 16. Let's take a break. Back in a moment. Well, down in the lower concourse, I see the Citizen of the Year in Sulphur Springs at this year's Chamber Banquet. That would be one Craig Roberts. Congratulations, Craig. Wildcats trailing 18-16 at the half. Let's do the Lufkin Panthers first. Boy, kind of a 5-point limit on scoring in that first half. Nobody had more than 5 points. Jordan Moore scored 5 for Lufkin. He had a basket and a 3-point basket for 5 points. And Natron Wortham, also 5 points, and he had a 3-point basket and a regular basket for 5 points. 4 points for Christian Reggie. He had a pair of baskets in that second quarter. And then 2 points for Cavante Hertz. And 2 points for Jackson Parks. And that's it for Lufkin for their 18 points. And they've been very consistent. 9 points in the first quarter and 9 in the second quarter. For the Wildcats, they had 10 points in the first quarter, but only 6 in that second quarter. They really had trouble penetrating that tough Lufkin defense. And leading the Wildcats in scoring, Sadadrian Day Hall with 5. He had a 3-point basket and a 2. Keyston Willis has been very cold from 3-point land, but he hit 2 baskets and a free throw. Made a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. 4 points for Xavier Cork on 2 beautiful follow shots there in the first quarter. And 2 points for Jeremiah Rowland on that reverse layup, the last point scored in that second quarter there right before halftime that made it 18-16. So that is the scoring. And I don't know who won the biggest crowd award. I guess in the eye of the beholder, there's a mob. Seats are hard to find on this side of the gym at Tyler Junior College. And I'd say Lufkin's filled up maybe 80%. They've still got some up high seats to be had. But it's hard to find a seat on this Sulphur side here. Of course, Lufkin boasted that they've never been outdrawn at any event. And I guess unless you have a verifier, probably that string will stay intact. And always claim. But there is a huge crowd of Wildcat fans over here tonight. In fact, we're as close to the citizenry as we ever usually get, and that has happened in a couple of these games. As I just saw Bryson Lynn, a former Wildcat, and also here a former Wildcat baseball player and basketball player, Mason Buck, is here. And he is now, or is going to, one or the other, he's going to be at UT Tyler. And he wants to try out for their baseball team. I noticed coming into town that they won a national championship back in there somewhere. It must be pretty good here. But we're on the campus of Tyler Junior College. And Wildcats trailing 18-16. Let's take one more break here. We'll come back with the start of the third quarter. We're at the half. It's Lufkin 18 and the Wildcats 16. And let's take a break. Back in a moment. And less than a minute left on the halftime clock, and Lufkin returns to the court. Let's see who they'll send back out. Looks like it's Jackson Parks, also Bug Thompson. And let's see what other numbers. They've got their point guard there, Christian Reggie. Also Cavante Hertz and Natron Wortham. Wildcats, Keyston Willis, Xavier Court, Day Hall, and Jeremiah Rowland. And I don't see a fifth Wildcat out there. He's got to be out there somewhere. Keyston Willis. I still only see four of those guys out there. Oh, there's Cameron Kahn hiding over in the corner. Now the ball over to Willis. Down low to Day Hall. Let's see how the Wildcats adjust here. Outside, Kahn over in the corner. Jeremiah Rowland, a three. Good by Jeremiah Rowland. And the Wildcats into the lead just like that, 19-18. Here come the Panthers. 7:30 left here in the third quarter. And Hertz driving in. Back outside, Reggie. Reggie gets it over to Thompson. And back to Reggie. Jackson Parks. And penetrating in. The ball stripped away, but he got the ball away into the corner. Now driving in. A lot of contact. Oh, a good play by Cameron Kahn. Who else on drawing the charge? There's no one better on the Wildcats team than Cameron Kahn for taking the charge. A lot of others do it, but he's the best. And he picks up a charging foul on Lufkin. I believe that was on Hertz. Here come the Wildcats. They lead 19-18. 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Jeremiah Rowland outside. Looking inside. Now top of the key. Here's Keyston Willis for three. It's good by Keyston Willis. New half. Better stats shooting for Keyston. Wildcats leading 22-18 on a pair of threes. 6:40 left here in the third quarter. Here's Wortham. Parks will shoot the three. He got it. Boy, shades of Midlothian. Every time you thought you could breathe, they would hit a three. Wildcats by one now, 22-21. Hope this ball game turns out like the Midlothian game. And here's the ball in the hands of Jeremiah Rowland. Rowland being guarded by Parks. And now top of the key, Day Hall. He'll shoot the three. That's off, no good. Rebound to Lufkin. I would give Day that shot most of the time. He would make me pay occasionally, but I would come out on it ahead, I believe. Christian Reggie with the ball, working against Jeremiah Rowland. And now Reggie penetrates in, kicks to the top of the key to Wortham. Here's Bug Thompson. His shot off, no good. Good rebound by Jeremiah Rowland. And he runs for the Wildcats. Right side it goes. Willis will slash to the basket. Oh, he got hit. And a foul down on the court against Natron Wortham. That is his first foul. And Willis to throw in for the Wildcats. They lead 22-21. Non-shooting foul, 5:38 left, third quarter. Outside to Jeremiah Rowland. Rowland gives it to Day Hall outside the arc. He will give to Cameron Kahn. Kahn drives in and Cork top of the key, directing traffic. And Gets it over to Keyston Willis. Willis slashes to the basket. Lobs it back out Day Hall. Hall top of the key, dribbling. Gives it over, Rowland the three. Oh, air ball for Jeremiah Rowland. And here comes Lufkin with a chance to move out in front. Park shoots a three, partially blocked, and then knocked out of bounds by Lufkin. Lufkin says, wait a minute. This kid here in the white uniform knocked that ball out of bounds. And now they do overrule the call. And it'll go back to the purple-clad Panthers. Sulphur Springs leads 22-21. 5:04 left here in the third quarter. Ball into Bug Thompson. Thompson stops, kicks it outside to Christian Reggie. Reggie hands over to Bug Thompson. And goes over to Cavante Hertz. Outside Jackson Parks, penetrates in. Tried to whistle it inside. Passed into the corner. And foul called on Jeremiah Rowland. It's going to be his first. That's the first team foul for the Wildcats. Lufkin only two. Boy, I don't think anybody, Willis had a foul shot after a basket. That's been about it. As low foul numbers tonight. Lufkin to trigger in. They got it into Wortham. His shot is blocked by Xavier Cork, and they're going to call Cork for the foul. So a foul on Xavier Cork. That's his first, according to my book, and that's according to the scoreboard as well. They'll shoot these. This was a shooting foul, so here's Natron Wortham. And I am scanning, and yes, only Willis's free throw. This will be the second free throw of the night. Wortham, swish. He has 6 points. And Lufkin has tied the game. He and Wortham can put them ahead by one here. Free throw on the way. Got them both. Good free throw for him. Lufkin 23, Wildcats 22. 4:38 left here in the third quarter. A low-scoring game here from Tyler Junior College as Lufkin straps some tough defense on you here. And the officials are letting them play, which means they can be very physical. Here's Willis, a long three. Good by Keyston Willis. Willis has 11 points and 2 threes here in the third quarter, and he has shot Sulphur Springs back out to a 25-23 lead. 4:13 left in the third quarter. Here's a floater, no good by Jackson Parks. Rebound to Day Hall. Gives to Jeremiah Rowland. He's in a hurry. He stops, gives it over to Cork, top of the key. Cork looking inside. Now begins a dribble. Gives it over to Willis. Willis guarded tightly. Over to Day Hall. Hall on the dribble. Rowland in the on the left side. Top of the key to Xavier Cork. Cork gives it to Cameron Kahn, slashing to the basket. He hit the bucket, and it'll be and one, I believe, for Cameron Kahn on a foul against Lufkin. The basket counts, the official says. So Cameron Kahn with a basket, and that foul was on Bug Thompson, his first. And that's the first bucket for Cameron Kahn. Grayson McClure will check in. Well, it'll be in a while, though. And a free throw coming now for Cameron Kahn. His first bucket of the game, and a good one. There's perspiration off the floor after a lot of contact on that blocking foul against Bug Thompson. Wildcats leading by 4 now, 27-23. That seems like an ocean of a lead in this tight ball game. Kahn staring at that basket. Bouncing the ball. His free throw on the way is off. No good. Wildcats leading 27-23. 3:41 left here in the third quarter. Ball outside now to Agnew. Gives it over to Wortham. And the ball in the hands of Moore. Moore slashing in. Put it up on Day and hit the shot. A good shot there by Jordan Moore. And it is a 2-point ball game. Shades of Midlothian. This Lufkin team will not go away. 27-25, 3:18 and counting here in the third quarter. Jeremiah Rowland dribbling outside the arc. Looking inside. Continues to dribble. Bounce to Xavier Cork. Down low to Day. Tipped away from him, and he was knocked to the floor. And you'll pick up a Lufkin foul. They didn't like the call. Something knocked Day-Day to the floor. That'll be a non-shooting foul. And that is the second foul on Bug Thompson. Wildcats will throw in right down by Isabel Reyna, who's down on right behind the baseline shooting some pictures for the newspaper. And Grayson McClure will trigger it in here. Sends it into the corner to Keyston Willis. Back outside, Day-Day Hall. Hall moving in, gets it outside Jeremiah Rowland. We're under 3 to play third quarter. Ball in the hands of Keyston Willis. He goes around the screen and lobs low for Day-Day Hall, who made a good catch. His shot is good. Short jumper by Sadadrian Hall. He's got 7. The Wildcats up by 4, 29-25. 2:42 left here in the third quarter. Ball over to Jordan Moore, now in the corner to Wortham. And back outside. That's Agnew. Now it works over to Bug Thompson. Here's Jackson Parks working against Grayson McClure. He stops and pops. His shot is off, no good. Fight for the rebound. Jeremiah Rowland claimed it. Parks was really scrapping for that ball, but Jeremiah got it. Wildcats up by 4 with just over 2 to play here in the third quarter. Xavier Cork, top of the key, left side to Grayson McClure and over to Keyston Willis. He'll shoot the 3. Good by Keyston Willis. And Willis has 3 threes and 14 in the game. The Wildcats a biggest lead by 7 points. Timeout, Lufkin. Wildcats 32 and Lufkin 25. 1:53 left here in the third quarter, and the Lufkin Panthers take timeout. We'll take it with them back in a moment. 32-25, 1:17 left here in the third quarter. Rowland across the midline. Jeremiah Rowland driving to the left side, looking inside. He lobs for Cork, and the ball knocked away from him by Lufkin. And here come the Panthers. Agnew has it. Agnew down the court. Over to Parks. He shoots 3 in transition. Off, no good. Good rebound by Day-Day Hall. What a good rebounder Day-Day is. Long pass. Oh, who is he throwing to? He told Grayson McClure he wanted him to break to the basket, but Grayson was not heading that way. Or maybe, I don't know, he may have been, he's telling Clark Cipolletta why he threw the ball, and he's trying to explain it. And Clark says, settle down. We're a team. We make mistakes as a team, and that's the way it goes. 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wildcats by 7. Agnew driving in and throws it down low. The shot blocked by Day-Day Hall, and they'll pick up a foul on one of the Wildcats. And they said Day-Day hit the player in the head. I'm not sure Day-Day agreed. He might have. 2 fouls on Sadadrian. Free throws coming now. And Dorian Lane shooting free throws here. This one on the way. Off. No good for Lufkin. Lane will have another. 33.8 seconds, all that's left here in the third quarter. The Wildcats by 7 points. This is their biggest lead in this ball game. And Lane with another free throw. He got that one. Lane has 1 point. And the Wildcats by 6 here with 31 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Let's see if they take the last shot. Clark Cipolletta says, slow, guys, slow. 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. Jeremiah Rowland dribbling the ball outside. And Jackson Parks will now come after him. 17 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter. Now down to 13. Rowland continues to dribble outside. Rowland will stop and gets it over to Cameron Kahn. Kahn driving a 10-footer on the way. It's good by Cameron Kahn. Just 3 seconds left. Lufkin a long shot at the horn. Oh, it hit the rim. That almost went in. But the Wildcats lead by 8 points. They had a great quarter in the third quarter. The Wildcat fans are on their feet cheering the Wildcats. And we go into the end of the third quarter. Wildcats 34 and Lufkin 26. Let's take a break here, and we'll come back with the start of the fourth quarter right after this. And the Wildcats fans, most of them on their feet here and cheering as the Wildcats come out for the start of the fourth quarter. Wildcats scored 18 points in that third quarter after only 16 in the whole first half. And Lufkin had only 8 points in the quarter. And Lufkin has the ball now down by 8. Christian Reggie with the ball. And he gives to Moore, who slashes into the corner to Lane and back outside to Parks. Parks starts a drive, then gives it over to Lane. Here's Reggie driving into the corner. Lane toward the basket, shot up off the glass, no good. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch, the officials say, by Lufkin. That was a good call in my mind. I clearly saw Lufkin get over the... Oh, no, they reversed the call. Well, I removed my correctness on the call. That is a bad call now, in my opinion. But the referee right down on the scene, a much better view than me, and so it goes back to the Lufkin Panthers. Well, I clearly saw a Lufkin guy get over the Wildcat and tip it out of bounds. But the officiating crew did not see it that way. They called it for Sulphur Springs first, and then they went back the other way as I was patting them on the back for a correct call. Oh, well, I giveth and I taketh away, unfortunately. Howard Cosell just telling it like it is. Here's a three for Lufkin. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound, Keyston Willis. Now we have a constantly standing up group of, well, now we go. And here we go. Keyston Willis with the ball. Wildcats up by 8. 7:16 left, fourth quarter. Cork with the ball. Slashes to the bucket. Put it up and hit the shot, and the bucket will count, and it's and one for Xavier Cork as the Wildcats are beginning to pull away. 6 points for Cork. And the foul was on Dorian Lane. That'll be his second. And Xavier Cork will shoot the Wildcats with a 10-point lead. 7:11 left here in the fourth quarter. Cork has the bucket. Free throw. Good by Xavier Cork. And he has 7. Wildcats by 11 now, 37-26. 7:08 left here in the fourth quarter. Reggie passes over to Jordan Moore. Into the corner to Wortham. Outside to Reggie. He penetrates in. He lays it up. Missed the layup. And the rebound to Xavier Cork, who just ripped it away from Jeremiah Rowland. And Rowland kind of said, you know, after you, sir. And Jeremiah across the midline. Coaches like to see that. Two players really battling for the rebound. Jeremiah Rowland tosses inside Xavier Cork. Cork slashing to the bucket. A lot of contact. Offensive foul on Xavier Cork. That's the second foul on X. Nobody in foul trouble. Nobody I see has more than 2, I don't believe. It's been a low foul kind of game. 6:37 left in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats by 11 at 37-26. Bug Thompson back in there. Gives it over to Parks. Ball comes over to Moore. Moore slashes in. His shot blocked by Day Hall. Day had another shot at it. A shot put up and missed. They continue to fight for the rebound. And it's going. One of the Wildcats is going to pick up the foul. Looks like maybe Cameron Kahn. Yes, that's Kahn's first. First I thought 3 fingers, but Willis is not even in the game. Yes, he is, but he was not in that scrum. Free throws coming now for Jordan Moore. Moore has 7 points, and this free throw off, no good. Another free throw coming for Moore. Wildcats leading 37-26. And now Keyston Willis came running in and with some advice for his mates there in the rebounding position. And here's another free throw coming for Jordan Moore. Jordan Moore's free throw good, and he has 8 points. Wildcats by 10, 37-27 with 6:17 left here in the fourth quarter. Jeremiah Rowland in the backcourt working against Parks. Parks, a big, tall, rangy person, and there was a foul on Parks for guarding too closely. And that's the first I show on Jackson Parks. That is correct according to the scoreboard. Funny how you can nail these fouls when you're given players and foul calls. Jeremiah Rowland with the ball. Wildcats by 10, just over 6 to play in the fourth quarter. Rowland slashes in. Layup is good by Jeremiah Rowland, who has 7 points. Wildcats by 12 now, under 6 to play here in the fourth quarter. Reggie with the ball for the Panthers. Gets it over to Thompson, to Parks. Wortham outside the arc. Here's Moore for the three. It's off, no good, but a big rebound taken by Reggie for Lufkin. And now he penetrates in. His pass was blocked and taken by Cork. Cork says, I'll take that. Long pass, Willis thought about the three. Now he's covered up quickly, and he backs out of there. Lobs to Day-Day Hall. Hall slashing toward the basket. His short jumper's good by Day-Day Hall, who has 9 points. Everything working for the Wildcats now. Their offense looks very good. Timeout taken by the Lufkin Panthers. 5:16 left here in the fourth quarter, and the Wildcats have opened up a 14-point lead at 41-27. We'll take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. And here come the Wildcats, and the fans again will rise to their feet as they're cheering these Wildcats on here. Sulphur Springs 41 and Lufkin 27 with just 5:17 left here in the fourth quarter. And here come the Panthers. And Agnew brings it across the midline, working against Jeremiah Rowland. He passes, came over to Bug Thompson, back outside to Hertz. And now Agnew at free throw line jumper's good. That's Agnew's first basket. He's got 2 points. A 12-point Wildcat lead. And Lufkin now pressing all over the court. Ball in the hands of Keyston Willis, who looks marvelous, by the way. No sign of that ankle problem. Ball over to Jeremiah Rowland. He whistles it over to Day-Day Hall. Hall begins to slash to the basket, gives it over to Cameron Kahn. Now it's low to Day-Day. He missed the shot, but somebody was hanging on him there. I think it's going to be Jordan Moore, and that is correct. That's Moore's first foul. I don't show any player in this ballgame with more than 2 fouls. Free throws now for Adrian Day-Day Hall. He has 9 in the game. Day-Day eyes the bucket. Free throw on the way is good. Hit the front rim, went to the back, and then settled in. Day-Day with 10 points. Willis has 14 for the Wildcats. Day-Day free throw on the way. Got them both. Good free throwing by Adrian Day-Day Hall, and he has 11. Lufkin down by 14, 43-29. Agnew again with the ball. Works it over to Bug Thompson. 2 G's, thank you. Ball down low. A shot is put up and blocked, but a foul is called on the Wildcats. And Keyston Willis will pick up the foul. That is his very first foul in the ball game. And so Devontae Hertz will head to the free throw line. And his first free throw good by Hertz. And he has 3 points in the ball game. And that trims the lead to 13. The Wildcats have a 14-point lead there, 43-29. Another free throw by Hertz. He got them both. And the Wildcats by 12 now, 43-31. And Jeremiah Rowland triggers into Day-Day Hall. And Hall will handle the ball a little bit against a smaller Lufkin player. Day-Day Hall goes across the midline, got a good ovation, and then picked up a foul on that smaller player trying to pry it loose. And that is the 3rd foul. Now that's the first player that we've seen with the 3 fouls, and that one's on Bug Thompson. And we'll send Adrian Day-Day Hall back to the line. Lufkin has actually put the Wildcats in the bonus. They did last time when Day-Day shot. That's foul number 8. So this is 1+1 for Day-Day. On the way, good by Day-Day Hall. Good job of free throw shooting. That was a key in that win over Midlothian. Was good foul shooting in the fourth quarter against that hot team. Day-Day free throw off the front iron, no good. The Wildcats by 13 at 44-31. There's 4:08 left in the ball game. A jumper is off, no good, but a rebound by Lufkin. A follow shot is off, no good. Good rebound by Cameron Kahn. Kahn comes storming out there, dribbling, and picked up a foul on Agnew. And that is the 3rd foul on Agnew. So just like that in the last few seconds here, 3 fouls on a couple of different players for the Panthers. and 1+1 for Cameron Kahn. The next foul, the Wildcats will have 2 shots on everything. Kahn eyes the bucket. Free throw on the way. Off the front iron, no good. Only gets 1. It's 1+1. You have to make 1 to get 1. Sound like the Barker at the circus. Here's the ball in the corner to Wortham. Wortham drives in a 10-footer on the way. Good. He splashed that one home. Wortham has 9 points and the lead trimmed to 11. Timeout taken on the court. Wildcats leading 44-33. 3:44 left here in the fourth quarter. Let's take the break with them. Back in a moment. 3:44 left in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats of Sulphur Springs up on the Lufkin Panthers by the score of 44-33. And the Wildcats have the ball. Jeremiah Rowland will throw it in, and Lufkin is pressing all over the court here. Wildcats usually very good against the press. The ball comes into Keyston Willis. Willis heading down the court. His pass tipped, but it goes to Day-Day Hall. Hall slashing to the bucket and put it up and in. Day-Day Hall with 7 points in the quarter, 14 in the game, and Day-Day got fouled. So it's and 1. And this will be, it's just 1 shot anyway since he made the basket. And that was the second foul now on Natron Wortham. Wildcats with a 13-point lead. Day-Day's free throw is in and out of there, no good. And here comes Lufkin. They've got 3:33 left in the ball game. They're down by 13. Agnew with the ball. Works it over to Moore. Moore slashes in and missed the shot. And Cork had the rebound, lost it off of a Lufkin player, I thought. But they're going to give it back to the Panthers. And they'll say that Cork lost it out of bounds. Agnew throwing in for the Panthers. Oh, he almost went in the back court. It was tipped, though, and Lufkin chased it down. Agnew's got it again at the top of the key. He begins a drive, puts up a shot off the front iron, rebound to Jeremiah Rowland, who ripped it away from Agnew and then got it over to Keyston Willis. Willis heads across the midline, behind the back dribble, and then gets it over to Jeremiah Rowland. Throws to Cork, top of the key. 3 minutes left in the ball game. The Wildcats by 13 points, 46-33. Keyston Willis slashing to the bucket, and the ball was pried loose. And a foul on the trip there for Willis. And the third foul for Devontae Hertz. Keyston Willis from the foul line. And Willis has 1 for 1, and before he could shoot the free throw, good thing because he missed it. Oh, something came out on the court. Somebody has thrown some kind of rubber ball or something onto the court. One of the cheerleaders over there picked it up and disposed of that, one of the Lufkin cheerleaders. Willis from the free throw line, good on the first one, Willis. Keyston with 15 points in the ball game, and another one coming. This free throw is good by Willis. 16 points. Wildcats leading by 15, 48-33. 2:50 left here in the fourth quarter. Agnew with the ball. Gives it over to Hertz, to Moore, and to Wortham. He gives to Parks, and back outside. Now Moore starts in. Wortham. Here's Agnew. Tries to get it to Wortham down low, guarded by Cork. He kicks it out, and they kick it around, and here's Hertz with a three. It came up short. Hit only Twine, but it unfortunately didn't go in the basket. Wildcats get the rebound. 2:20 left. The Wildcat fans standing to their feet as they sense victory here. They're up by 15 points. Keyston Willis with the ball. Great second half for the Wildcats. Great adjustments by Clark and staff, and the Wildcats' great execution to execute the plan. Willis continues to drive and then picks up a foul. And that will be on Jordan Moore. That's his second. And Willis will go back to the free throw line. Willis is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And he has 16 points, and he just made another one. He could give them their 50th point here, and he made that. I wouldn't have given you odds for them scoring 50 the way Lufkin was playing defense in that first half, but the Wildcats figured it out in the second half. They're up 50-33, and here's a drive toward the basket, and they're going to call Cameron Kahn for a block. Cameron does not always get the call, but I think Clark Cipolletta would tell you most of the time he earns it, whether he gets it or not. But he did not get the call that time. And so Agnew got the call, and that is foul number 2 for Kahn. Nobody does the block better, the block charge better than Cameron Kahn taking that charge. At that time, he did not get rewarded for it. Watch Doug's video and see what you think. Here's Agnew, free throw, it's good. Agnew has 3 points, all of them here in the fourth quarter, as some of the fans are beginning to hit the exits. They've seen enough, and I believe that the Wildcats will take this one home, and I do too. Both the free throws hit by Agnew, has 4 in the game, and the Wildcats with a 15-point lead now at 50-35 with just under 2 at 1:56 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Ball come into Day-Day Hall and then back to Rowland. Rowland bumped in the backcourt, no call, bumped again, and that time they got Bug Thompson. That's his 4th. The Bug is just about fouled out here. 2 shots for Jeremiah Rowland. And Rowland from the free throw line. Free throw off the front iron, no good. Jackson Parks checks back in for Thompson. Another free throw coming for Jeremiah Rowland. He has 7 in the game. He missed both of them. Here comes Lufkin. They're down 50-35 with 1:46 left in the fourth quarter. Agnew into the corner. 3 is off the iron, no good. The ball tipped and rebounded by Agnew. He'll shoot the 3. It's off, no good. And rebound and follow shot is good by Moore. That was Jordan Moore. And the Wildcats lead down to 13. Timeout taken on the floor. 1:32 left here in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats 50 and Lufkin 37. We'll take the break with them and we'll be back in a moment. Just 1:32 left here in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats leading 50-37. And once again, the Wildcats fans on their feet as the Wildcats come out of their huddle. Wildcats have the ball underneath their own basket here, and Jeremiah Rowland will trigger it in to Keaston Willis. Willis quickly double team, and a timeout taken by Clark Cipolletta. Willis ended up into the seats there, and he looked like he accidentally sat on some real young-looking small fans, but the official was in there to make sure everybody was okay and that Willis got out of there okay. And oh, no, it was not a timeout called. It was a foul, and it was on Cavante Hurts, his 4th, and sends Keaston Willis back to the line. Willis is a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line and got it. See, even I can't jinx him tonight. 6 for 6 for Keaston Willis. Wildcats up by 14 at 51-37. Willis eyes the bucket. Free throw is good by Keaston Willis. He has 20 points now. The Wildcats leading 52-37. Our favorite number. No, it's 53, wasn't it? Here's a ball, a 3 in the corner for Lufkin. In and out, but a Lufkin rebound blocked by Clark. The ball picked up by Lufkin, and they put it in the basket. It was a nice hustle play by Agnew, who got the 2. And the Wildcats being pressed now, just over a minute left to play. They have a 13-point lead. Cameron Kahn got it over to Keaston Willis. And timeout taken by Clark Cipolletta. I think Clark got a new buzz there. Looked like he's underneath his main hairline there. Looks a little bit freshly done. Wildcats leading 52-39, 1:03 left here in the fourth quarter. Let's take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. Sulphur Springs board member Robert Cody just walked out front. I guess he's still on the board. I don't cover news anymore, so I'm not quite as in touch as I used to be. But anyway, Robert Cody is here. And the ball triggered into Day-Day Hall. He gives it back to Rowland and back to Hall. Wildcats in the backcourt, less than a minute to play, and they have a 13-point lead. Here's a steal by Lufkin. They throw it down to Bug Thompson. He lets the traffic go by, and actually he had Willis up in the air, and Willis committed the personal foul. That's his second foul. And free throws coming now for Bug Thompson. The official now having a conversation with the Lufkin coach, and he is J.T. McManus, who obviously does a great job with these Lufkin Panthers, as they are the champs of 16-5A, playing the champions of 15-5A. So we've had to dispatch 2 of their 4 playoff teams to try to get to the regional tournament. We look like we're bound that way. Here's a free throw by Thompson. Rolls out, no good. Bug is not scored. He has not bugged the Wildcats too much tonight. B-U-G-G. Here's Bug's free throw. He got that one. 1 point for him. Wildcats up by 12, 52-40. And the ball comes into Keyston Willis. Willis in the backcourt, driving through Panthers. And we had a whistle blow as somebody reached in and picked up the foul, and that'll send Willis back to the free throw line. And that's going to be it. No, that's Jordan Moore. That's just his third. I was trying to get rid of Moore, but can't do that. That's just 3 fouls on Jordan Moore. Free throw is good by Willis. He still is not missed. Has 7 in a row here in the fourth quarter. At 14, he has no baskets here, but 7 for 7 free throws. Got him, 8 for 8. Wildcats by 14, 54-40 your fight. And here's Agnew driving in and hitting a driving layup for the Panthers, and they quickly will take a timeout. Boy, Agnew's had a good quarter. He's had 8 points off the bench for Lufkin. Wildcats leading 54-42, 42.8 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Let's take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. 2 spots, James Terry. And Jeremiah Rowland to trigger in for the Wildcats. They're up by 12 points, 42.8 seconds left in the ballgame into Keyston Willis. Willis driving down the court, lobs toward Cameron Kahn, and it got knocked out of his hands by Jeremiah Rowland as they were both trying to catch the ball. Now the Wildcats turn it over on the press. 35.8 left in the ball game, and Lufkin trails 54-42. Here's Agnew, a long three. That's off, no good. Good rebound, Xavier Court. That should have just about do it there. 26 seconds, all that's left, and the ball over in the hands of Keyston Willis, and Willis almost had it stolen, and then Agnew picked up a foul. It'll be the 3rd foul. Whoops, I just put it on Day-Day. Well, I should have known that. Good thing I didn't try to keep this game in ink. And I started to do that. There's a great story about how this whole house was looking for a pencil for me, and we thank the grandmother of Grayson McClure for coming up with this pencil. And she will definitely get it back at the end of this game. Here's Willis's free throw shot, and it's good. Willis with another free throw coming. He can put the lead back to 14, and does. Willis perfect from the free throw line. He's got 10 in a row. Wildcats 56 and Lufkin 42. 22.9. All that's left here. Lufkin with the ball. Agnew. He passes over to Hertz, who parks. He'll shoot the three, blocked by Jeremiah Rowland. Just 12 seconds left, and Lufkin is going to go down battling all the way to the end. And Agnew, I think, just fouled out. No, that's 4. No, that's 5, so that will be it. For Agnew, who had a really nice quarter for Lufkin, he had 8 points. And Jeremiah Rowland will go to the free throw line. And among the fans that I found in here tonight, Doug Evans, former coach in just about every sport you can think of. He was a golf coach by the time I arrived here in 06. And good to see Doug always. Loved his golf stories. Here's a free throw is going to miss by Jeremiah Rowland. Rowland has not had much luck in the 0 for 3 here in the quarter. And LaModrick Johnson and Kai Taylor and Boo Wilkerson have checked in, along with Justin Hare, as Xavier Court gets a big ovation from the Wildcats fans. along with Day Day and Cameron Kahn and Keyston Willis. Here's Rowland's free throw is off, no good. Nobody will remember that he shot poorly in the fourth quarter. Here's a Lufkin three. That's off, no good. A follow shot is good by Lufkin by Wortham, who has 11 points. And that's the ball game. The Wildcats are going to the regional tournament at the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland. And that'll be coming up Friday and Saturday, the tournament. And the Wildcats will play Friday night at 6 o'clock against the winner of Dallas Kimball, my alma mater, or Highland Park. Those teams will probably be playing tonight for the chance to get into that tournament. See former Lady Cat softball player, her name, Sarah Womack. Excuse me, Sarah. The second game will either be Red Oak or Lancaster, and that'll be the 7:30 or 8 o'clock game. And they would be the favorites, but they're playing Red Oak tonight as the fans celebrating here. And the other game over there will be either McKinney North or Frisco Lone Star, a team that we played last year. So all of those teams playing tonight, and 4 of them will survive. The Wildcats are in there they'll be there with 3 others. So the Wildcats are going to the regional tournament, and we have not been there since I think it was about 14, and that was Desi DeBase and her crew, and a wonderful team back then that made it all the way to the regional tournament before they got beat in that first game in that tournament to the Colony. And the Wildcats now look, I guess it's going to be picture time here as Philip Manning is getting all the players out there. Philip takes care of all the details like that. Wildcats win here by the score of 56-44. Let's go ahead and send it back. We continue to cover the celebration that's going on down on the court as the Wildcats are heading to the regional tournament. They've made it past the 3rd round, and they're setting up for a picture right now. Doug's pictures move, and those players are moving. They're so excited. Well, we'll let Doug get a nice shot, and he'll continue to do that. Let's take a break here, and we'll come back and tell you who scored what in this ball game as the Wildcats defeat Lufkin by the score of 56-44. Let's take a break. Back in a moment. And let's run over the scoring for you here. As we can see, we're right here in the middle of everything up here in the second level, and with fans all around us. It was a great atmosphere here. And let's start with the Lufkin Panthers and their scoring. And their leading scorer, they had 2 scores in double figures. Natron Wortham had 11 points to lead the Panthers, and Jordan Moore had 10. So those were the 2 double figures scores for Lufkin. After that, a fine fourth quarter by Torrance Agnew, who had 8 in the quarter and 8 in the game. So he was really big. He was a big part of that. They only scored 18 points, so he had 8 of the 18 there in that fourth quarter. Also for Lufkin, 5 points for Jackson Parks. They had 4 points for Cavante Hertz, 4 points for Christian Reggie. And after that, 1 point Dorian Lane and 1 point for Bug Thompson. So Lufkin had 9 and 9 and 8, and then 18 as both teams were really turning on the offense, and the Wildcats outscored them in the fourth quarter 22-18. So that was 9 for Lufkin, 9 and then 8. So they had 26 after 3 quarters, and then they scored 18 more for 44. And the Wildcats get 56. They had 10 in the first, 6 in the second, only 16 halftime points, and the Wildcats scored 40 points in the second half. They had 18 in the third quarter and 22 in that fourth quarter. So I think Coach Cipolletta figured out how to score on that Lufkin defense. After a real tough first half where the Wildcats only had 16 points at the half, and they end up with 56. For the Wildcats, Keyston Willis, fueled by 10 free throws, 10 out of 10 shooting free throws in the fourth quarter, had 24 points. Sadadrian Day Hall had 14. 7 points for Jeremiah Rowland, 7 for Xavier Cork, and 4 points for Cameron Kahn. And that's going to do it for the Wildcats as they defeat Lufkin by the score of 56-44. They're 27-8 for the season now. And again, they will be going to the Curtis Culwell Center. That's over in Garland. It's a beautiful place. That's where the Lady Cats win in 14. And it's also the Wildcats played in the Garland tournament and played some games in that beautiful facility. That's a real great venue. And once again, it'll be a 6 o'clock game on Friday night, and it'll either be against Dallas Kimball or against Highland Park, and that's being determined tonight. So we'll have as much detail as we can get it to you. But the Wildcats win this one with a great second half. They were down by 2 at the half, but they figured it all out in the second half. James Terry running our spots back at the station. Doug Haston did all of our engineering work, and he's also doing all the video work when you get a chance to watch the replay. And I know you'll want to catch this one on Sudden Link Cable on Channel 18 just as soon as Doug can get it together. And also, by the way, this game, we have approval to put this game on YouTube, but we can't do it until the regional tournament is over. So at some time on Saturday or sometime over the weekend perhaps, Doug will have a chance to post that up on YouTube and everybody can reach out and grab it. I don't know if they weren't concerned about Lufkin going to the state tournament and somebody scouting them then, but they just didn't want it to appear before the regional tournament, one of those regional teams grabbing hold of that tape. So that's kind of spells out everything. And I'm Don Julian with your play-by-play. Once again, our final score here from the Wagstaff Gym on the campus of Tyler Junior College. The Wildcats of Sulphur Springs 56 and the Lufkin Panthers 44. Thank you so much for joining us, and so long, everybody.